We start with our continuing coverage of a deadly shooting in Lakeland. 4 people died, including a 3-month-old baby boy. A 5th victim, an 11-year-old girl, is in the hospital recovering from several gunshot wounds. Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd identified the suspect as 33-year-old Bryan Riley.
Bryan Riley served as a U.S. Marine sharpshooter in Iraq and Afghanistan. During a police interview, Riley stated that God sent him to brutally massacre a Florida family. He had no connection to his victims other than a chance encounter with several of them as he was leaving a friend's house just hours before he targeted them in a horrific mass murder. Riley told investigators that the victims begged for their lives, and I killed them anyway. It all began with an odd incident that Saturday evening when Riley spotted Justin Gleason mowing his yard. He pulled up in his truck and told Gleason that God wanted him to speak to Amber. Gleason said, "There's no Amber here, leave or we're going to call the cops." Gleason then called one of the 2 women inside the house to come out, and she also told him to leave or they were going to call the police. But before he left, Riley told Gleason, "You don't need to call the cops because I'm the cops for God." The family did call 911, but it took deputies 6 minutes to reach the residence. The deputies spent about 20 minutes looking for Riley, but he was long gone. Police said that because Riley had not threatened anyone, their search was not more intense. Riley went home to his home in Brandon and told his fiancée that God was telling him to talk to Amber. Riley's fiancée told investigators that Riley had been talking about having conversations with God for the previous week after working security at an Orlando church. His fiancée said she told Riley that God was not telling him to talk to anyone, and they had an argument. Riley then says he has no room for doubters in his life, and he then locked himself in a room and told her to go away. So she went to bed, but when she woke up, he was gone. He left his house around 1 a.m. in a black Ford F-150 according to surveillance footage. He then drove back to North Socrum Loop Road to do a recon on the family's home in the moonlight, citing an interview with Riley. The former Marine checked for interest points in the house, positioned his car for an easy escape, slashed the tires of the family sedan and pickup truck. He set out glow sticks so he can, or the imaginary Amber, could find their way out of the house. Riley then doused both the family's pickup truck and the sedan with gasoline and tried to set them ablaze as decoys, but only the truck caught fire. He continued with his plan and entered the mother-in-law apartment of the 3-month-old baby's grandmother, 62-year-old Catherine Delgado, and killed her, emptying an entire clip into her body. Then Riley searched the apartment for the imaginary girl, to no avail. He then entered the main house, and in one bedroom shot the family's dog. He moved to the bathroom where Justice Gleason, his 33-year-old girlfriend Teresa Lanham, and their 3-month-old son were hiding. He shot through the door and tried to open it, but Gleason was barricading the door with his body. Riley shot through the door again, kicked it open, and continued to murder the helpless family. After Riley killed a father, a mother, a 3-month-old baby, and a grandmother, he allegedly grabbed an 11-year-old girl and took her into the living room. "Where's Amber?" Riley asked the girl. The girl didn't know anyone named Amber. She said, "There's no Amber in the house." Riley became insistent, telling the girl that he needed to find Amber and began counting down. 3, 2, 1. He then proceeded to shoot the little girl in the leg and stomach. He asked the girl again. When she did not give the answer he was looking for, he shot her once more. "Do you know why I killed your parents?" he asked the girl. "They're sex traffickers." He then shot the poor little girl in the legs. When the girl did not tell him what he wanted to hear, he eliminated her. Riley later told investigators he would end up shooting her a total of 7 times. Through the grace of God, the 11-year-old girl survived. She told police that she played dead and prayed. At this moment, law enforcement officers converged on the house and ended up in a shootout with Riley. After one deputy grazed Riley's abdomen with a gunshot that went through his vest, Riley retreated into the baby's nursery, where he dressed his wounds and realized he was outmanned, took off his bulletproof vest, dropped his weapon, and walked outside with his hands up. but not before injuring 3 officers. Riley, 33, is being held without bond.